Hello, Vasavi. Are you listening to me? Vasavi, do you hear me?
అడ్వాన్స్ ఏం పెట్టుకోలేనట్టుందండి.
Hello? Okay. No, no. Do you hear me, Vasavi? Okay, fine. So, yesterday we have seen the lambda, expression lambda we have seen. Then similarly, statement lambda we have seen. So, we created their anonymous methods and we called there. Any questions on yesterday's topics, Vasavi? Is everything clear? Yesterday's topic? Okay. So let us discuss today with the LINQ. As we know, LINQ stands for Language Integrated Query. This is Microsoft's technology to provide a language level support mechanism for querying data of all types. Using LINQ, you can query any type of data. It's not only relational databases data. You can query any type of data with the help of the LINQ. It is what? It's a Microsoft technology to provide a language level support mechanism for querying data at all types. Whatever type of data it may be, we can query with the help of the language integrated query. So this query provision now we have in it's part of the C# language or VB.NET language. So it's a technology you can use with the C#, you can use with the VB.NET, and you can use even with the Delphi. Delphi is called as Object Pascal. In Delphi also you can use LINQ. So LINQ is supported by Delphi, C# as well as VB.NET. Okay. So see this what about data then we can query? They can include in-memory arrays, collections, databases, XML documents, and many more. You can search with the help of the say this LINQ. You have any idea of WMI? You have an idea of WMI? Possibly it's called as Windows Instrumentation Management. So what exactly Windows Instrumentation Management? What you can do with that? Even such things also you can query with the help of the LINQ. So LINQ is required because we cannot programmatically interact with the database at the native language level. So whenever you want to interact with the database, at the time, at the language level you are not interacting. From your C# code, you write the SQL code, that code you send to the into the database server, there again it is translated into the server understandable format, database server understandable format. That can be Oracle format, Oracle PSQL format, or it can be TSQL format, depending on the database you are using. So right now, when you are trying to access database, you don't have any provision to interact at the language level. You are not interacting at the C# language level or at VB.NET language level. But with the help of the LINQ, you can provide support at the language level itself. At the language level itself, you can program it. So this is called as here first class programming, we can say. It's called a first class programming. So from the language itself, you can be querying the database. So here the LINQ is required because we cannot programmatically interact with the database at the native language level. From C# we are not interacting straight away with database. Of course, from C# you send a command to database. Again, in the database it is converted into database native format, then it can be working. But with the help of the LINQ, you can straight away work at the language level. At the native level itself, you can work. So the LINQ query is integrated into the language itself. Whenever we talk about LINQ, the query is integrated into the language itself. So Linq we use to query data, and data can be anything there. It is generic data. It can be relational data, it can be XML, it can be objects. Okay, so it can be any kind of data we can query there. We can be querying any kind of data here. So this is what exactly it is. Linq is basically nothing but a programming language syntax to query the data. So it is nothing but LINQ is nothing but here a syntax of the programming language. With the help of that, you can be querying data. As I told, data can be any type. It can be relational data, it can be XML data, it can be objects in the memory. Anything you can query with that. You can query any kind of data. It can be objects, it can be data sets, it can be SQL, it can be entities, it can be XML, it can be any kind of data you can do there. So Linq is having this many data sources: link to objects, link to data set, link to SQL, link to entities, and link to XML. All these are possible. So with Linq we can query any kind of data at the language level itself. So you can write LINQ queries in two different ways. One is called as actually query expression syntax, and second thing can be called as here method extension syntax, or it can be dot notation. In two different ways we can be querying the data with the help of the LINQ. So one is what here you can write LINQ queries in two different ways. One is what exactly using query expression syntax. The second thing is what here you can use dot notation syntax, or we can say method extension syntax or fluent syntax. So we can say standard dot notation syntax or method extension syntax, or it can be fluent syntax. In two different ways you can be querying the data. So for that purpose you can use two different ways the syntax. The first one is called as here query expression syntax. Second thing is here dot notation or method extension syntax, or it can be fluent syntax. So you can use any of these two syntaxes to query the data. Okay, why this Linq is required here? Linq is intended to make it easy to query data sources. One of the more popular uses of Linq is to query relational databases. May mostly we use that. .NET framework integrates here. The .NET framework is including libraries that allow anyone to create a link provider that can query any data source. Link to objects, link to XML, link to SQL, so link to entities, link to Twitter. Even for Twitter, even for Amazon, also third-party providers are available for us. Twitter data you can retrieve with the help of the link to Twitter. So you can retrieve Amazon data with the help of the link to Amazon database. So like this you can be using Linq. So as far as Linq syntax is concerned, Linq query syntax is concerned, in two ways you can do it. One is query expression syntax. Second thing is what exactly method extension syntax or dot notation syntax, or even we can say this as anonymous. We can say it as fluent syntax. So syntaxes can be fluent syntax, or it can be called as method extension syntax, or it can be dot notation. The other syntax is going to be what exactly? Query expression syntax. So in any one of these two, any of these two things you can use to query the data here. Okay, now let me write here a small query in this. This is a new project. Followed by here, I write this LINQ queries. I am going to write here Linq queries in this. This is Linq queries, and here inside this I am trying to write it. So we come into this here, then try to write some Linq query here. First of all, I want to declare some array, numeric array. Int followed by nums. Here nums equal to, I put something like this here, 20, then I put here 5, then I can write 9 here, then I put 15, then 72, then 64, and other thing is going to be here, something like I want to put here only 2. Like this, I have created an array which contains here some number of elements. We have an array here. Now I want to select here some data, therefore I can put here var, then ns equal to, I can write like this, var ns equal to, I am going to write from n, from n in nums, we put like this, from n in nums, where, what do I write there, n greater than or equal to, here it is 10, or we put something like here 20 or 30, we can put here, I put 30 here, here write condition, here write after this select n. Like this we are trying to write the query here. The query is written in this manner. What I have written exactly, var ns equal to from n in nums, where n greater than or equal to 30, select n, we have written like this here. It is written in this manner. So whenever we write like this, what exactly is happening for us here? We have written the method in this, the syntax like this. This is called as here expression syntax. We call this as actually here expression syntax. We are using some expression syntax. With the help of that, we are trying to show it there. So whenever you take such expression syntax, you can, divide it into different things. Here we will take ns. What exactly ns is? Ns is going to be result. Ns is what exactly? Result value, that is. Result is going to be value or values. It is what? Result values. Then here we use something like here. What exactly I am using there? I am using n. N is called as what exactly? N is called as here range. We call this as actually range in this. See, this is called as here range value. We can call this as here range value. Then followed by here next thing. So here we take next thing. Here what we write? We are going to write here where class. So we can say here where as well as select. You can see there where as well as select. These are called as standard query operators. Standard query operators. In the normal SQL Server queries also you can use it. These can be called as here select, where as well as select are nothing but standard query operators. We can call them as standard query operators. I put like this here. So where and select are what exactly? Standard query operators. N is nothing but here a range value we take there. Similarly ns is what in this? Result values. This is whatever result we are getting, we take there. So whenever we look at the expression, it's going to be like that. Where ns equal to from n in nums, where n greater than or equal to 30, select n. So when you take ns, it's nothing but result values. N is nothing but range of values there. Nums is going to be here collection. Nums is nothing but here collection. We take there. Then here this is what? N greater than or equal to 30 is called as what exactly? It is a lambda expression. We can say it as here lambda expression. This can be called as here lambda expression. So with that we are selecting it. With that we are going to select here. So n greater than or equal to 30 can be called as here a lambda expression. We can say like that. This is what exactly? N greater than or equal to 30 can be called as here lambda expression. So we use this way lambda expression. This is, it's not lambda statement, but this is a lambda expression. We use like this. So this way we can break down into different parts as far as the Linq query is concerned. When you take language integrated query, it's going to be like this. From the given collection, we are going to be retrieving data where n is equal to from n in nums where n greater than or equal to 30, select n. So we are selecting n from the given thing. Okay, from the given, say, from the given collection, we are going to get them. Let us comment this, what happens, see in this. We are going to comment, will it give error here? Definitely it gives error here because it is not going to be implementing here. Nums when you take, it gives error in such cases now. But if you remove now the comment here, automatically it is available because IEnumerable interface, you have here enumerable class which is nothing but a static class that is implementing here that is implementing certain extension methods on the arrays. On the arrays it's implementing. When you comment it, definitely it's giving error. But when you don't comment, it does not give error there. So nums is nothing but actually array. It's an array. For this you have actually extension methods. You have here extension methods, they are implemented. So those extension methods you are going to use in this. Where is nothing but here extension method only. We are using here where is nothing but here extension method, we are going to use it. So therefore in this, what is happening, where is nothing but extension method, even select can be an extension method. We have taken the extension methods and breaking down like this and showing, this is called as actually a query, query expression. This is using query expression, we are writing like this. Int nums equal to 25, 9, 15, 72, 64, 2. We have taken where n is equal to from n in nums where n greater than or equal to 30, select n. Now suppose you want to iterate over the ns. Here write IEnumerable. We use here IEnumerable followed by here put something like here we are going to put something like here. Okay. Now the type of data right here IEnumerable followed by in this put int. Okay, like this you can take int, then write numbers equal to, it is ns dot here as enumerable. You can convert into here enumerable. Here you can specify it as int. Into integer, you can be converting it now. You are getting numbers in this. 1 minute. ns dot get enumerator. So we can take here enumerator. With the help of the enumerator, we can be getting it. You are going to get the enumerator in this. It's going to be enumerating data. What is happening in this when you take it enumerator? Okay. ns dot, when we take enumerator, it's going to be returning data like that. So IEnumerable we have taken in this. 1 minute. ns dot get enumerator, if we take, it's returning actually enumerator there. So ns followed by this int, then dot, this is here. You cannot use anything like that. ns dot, you should get enumerator, returns an enumerator that iterates through the collection. So IEnumerable int, that is IEnumerable interface actually implemented there. So when you take like that, it may not be applicable there. Try to put int before this, then ns dot get enumerator, try to put like this bracket. So still it's giving like this error. Invalid expression term we use here. We are getting like this here. IEnumerable int numbers equal to ns dot get enumerator. When we take, this is correct only, returns an enumerator that iterates through the collection. Fine. Otherwise, just put like IEnumerable numbers equal to, put like this here, ns dot get enumerator. We try to use like this. What type of argument is required in this? So we take it as suppose int, then in such cases numbers equal to, then how we put this one as here, and this is nothing but ns dot, ns is nothing but numbers we are getting there, ns dot, first of all we should be getting here into enumerator, mm, okay, as enumerable we take here, so this is going to be extension method as enumerable, okay, as enumerable, then here specify int, then call the method like this. Okay, like this we have taken it, we are making it as a enumerated one, like this we get. Now while we put here numbers dot has okay, otherwise delete it like this, I enumerable, it is here int followed by numbers, this equal to ns dot, it's giving here enumerable, okay, then followed by this is int dot int as enumerable, we take it, put like this here, ns dot int, see that's how it is. As enumerable we take it, that's going to be integer type of data, okay, fine, ns of int, then dot it is, syntax is as enumerable we take, this is going to be enumerable t source, as enumerable t source only we get there, okay, ns dot, ns dot we put it, this is going to be t source we put as enumerable, t source going to be int here, then dot as enumerable, this is going to be int, we put like this, followed by this method, it's not going to be working properly, okay, fine, you cannot use like that. Now where n is equal to from n in nums where n greater than or equal to 30 we have taken, let us try to retrieve one by one from this only, this is using the where ns itself, let us try to find out, put here for each where some a in ns, we use like this, then try to print here console.writeLine, console.writeLine here, followed by we try to print here the value there, a we try to print in this, like this we are trying to print now. So whatever data you have in that we retrieve and try to print there, right, console.readLine just we put. So this way what is happening, we retrieve data and we are trying to print this one. This is nothing but here standard way of writing the query. So this is called as here query expression syntax. We are not using here dot notation. So using a query expression syntax, we are making it to work in this. It's printing 72 and 64 here in this because we have taken a value greater than or equal to 30. Suppose if you put only 10, probably you get more data in such cases. You can get more data in such cases there. So it's retrieving 20, 15, 72 and 64. Suppose you don't have this feature. If you don't have this feature, you have taken the array nums. So from nums you need to retrieve data. For that purpose, lengthy piece of code you need to write. Lengthy piece of code you need to write. You must iterate over the array. You must be iterating over the array one by one element. So whenever you find an element, that you must be putting into some array. And one more thing is how much size we give for the array, that is also going to be a confusion there. And once you allocate size, the size cannot be redimensioned there. Once you put a size, you cannot redimension. So in the given query, it can be any there. So you cannot exactly say it's going to be only 10 or it's going to be only 20 or 30 like that, since it can't be said. So it's going to be difficult. You may be giving a number from the keyboard. This 10 may be dynamically coming. So in such case, what happens? There can be a problem. So therefore, with the help of this one, easily you can make it. Otherwise, it is going to be really very tough job. Suppose you have an array. So from the array, you must be selecting only few numbers. The array may contain 10 elements or 20 elements or 30 elements. You may give any range value there. The value here we have given it as n greater than or equal to 10. Okay, you can be giving any value there. Suppose in such case what happens? Dynamically you need to create object. Dynamically object cannot be created. So that can be a problem. You have to create some list or array list. Later on you have to convert it to array. So it's going to be lengthy code in such cases. Retrieving data from the given array can be quite difficult task. But with the help of this, what is happening now? Without much difficulty, you can retrieve data. Where n is equal to from n in nums, where n greater than or equal to 10, select n. So automatically it's selecting the data for us. So this is one of the ways of querying data. Here collection is what here nums. So from the given collection, we are querying data for the given condition n greater than or equal to 10. All the numbers which are greater than 10, we are going to select in this. This way we have written it. This is what exactly, this is called as here query expression syntax. Now we can use the fluent syntax or method extension syntax also can be written. Let us try to write the method extension syntax. So here what we do, we write this way now, where some new ns equal to, here we write like this, nums, then dot, followed by we can use a where. Where is nothing but here it's a method now. We are using as a method. Where now here we take n goes to, what we write in this, n greater than or equal to 10, we put like this. Followed by what we write here, dot, select here. Next thing what we write here, n goes to, in this case what, n. Like this we are going to be writing it. N goes to n. So this way we can write the query. This is exactly what now. News n is going to be the result. Where is nothing but a extension method, and select is also nothing but selection method. One method is getting chained with the another method in this. You are chaining one method with another method, and this one is what exactly, lambda expression. This is nothing but lambda expression. Here also we have this as lambda expression. So here this is forming for us expression tree. There are going to be two expressions in this. So first expression is going to select the values which are greater than or equal to 10. In the second case, if that is selected, so automatically that is put into the array there. Like this we have selected. This is called as here fluent method, fluent syntax, or method extension syntax, or we can say it as a dot notation syntax. First one is what exactly, query expression. The second one is what exactly, it is called as method extension. We are using here where class as well as select class. But where these are available, where they have been defined these methods, where are they available for us? They are available with there are two classes. One is what exactly, one class is going to be for us, we have there enumeration, other one is query. You have here two different classes. So those classes are defined as here static classes. They are defined as static classes for us. Those we are going to use in this particular thing. In the LINQ, you have two classes which are nothing but standard class. They are nothing but here they are static classes which have been defined. We are going to use them. So the two classes are going to be here enumerable class. One more thing is going to be for us. We have enumerable class. One more thing is going to be queryable class. With the help of that, we can actually do it. These two classes are part of the LINQ. In system.linq, these are available. One is what? Queryable class. Other one is enumerable class. These two classes are available. With the help of that, we can do. So queryable class we will be using with the data. That means whenever you are selecting data from the databases, so from a specific data source we can use. But whenever you want to retrieve data from the objects within the program, in such cases you can use the enumerable class. Using enumerable class we can be doing it. Using enumerable class you can do that particular thing there. So you have one is enumerable class, other one is going to be in this. Other one is what exactly? The variable class. These two classes are nothing but static classes which are part of the LINQ namespace. System.linq, there it is available for us. It is available with the system.linq. So you have here the two different classes. They are part of the LINQ API. LINQ API is nothing but collection of extension methods. They contain extension method. This API contains two static classes that give us execution methods. So these two classes are enumerable and queryable. These two classes are available. One is what? Enumerable, other one is queryable. So enumerable class includes extension methods for IEnumerable interface. Basically all the collection types which is included in system.collections.generic namespace, they can, for them automatically the extension methods gets applied there. List, you have there dictionary, sorted list, queue, hash set, similarly linked list. For all of them it's going to be available. All these are what exactly? Generic kind of collections only. A list you have there, a dictionary, then sorted list, queue there, hash set. One more thing is going to be linked list. So all these are available there for us in the system.collections.generic namespace. So for them we can apply the extension methods which are defined with the enumerable class. Similarly, you have there queryable class also. We have queryable class. That class we can use with the specific type of data source. The specific type of data source we can be using the queryable class. So queryable class we can use with the specific type of data there. So queryable class is including extension methods for iQueryable interface. It provides querying capabilities against a specific data source where the type of data is known. So you can use iQueryable. Similarly, you can use iEnumerable. So queryable, enumerable, you have these two classes. They are part of the system.linq namespace, and that is called as basically Linq API. So Linq API is containing the methods, extension methods for the enumerable class as well as for the queryable class. So these two classes are defined as static classes for us. They have been declared as static classes. The static classes contain actually extension methods. Following all these, Vasavi? Hello, Vasavi? Okay. So here what is happening? We have written the first one is what exactly? Query expression. The second one is what exactly? Using extension methods. So where these extension methods are available, they are part of the system.linq. They are part of the system.linq. So therefore, here you have enumerable class. One more thing is queryable class. They are nothing but two static classes. Whatever methods you have in them, they get applied with the system.generate.collections here. System.collections.generate. So whatever collections are defined in that, for them automatically they can be getting applied. But whenever you comment this, they will not be available. If you comment, you are going to get error in this. As soon as you comment, you are going to get here error. So where is it's not found actually. Therefore, it gives error. When you remove comment, it's going to be available for you. So like this, we can be using here. This is called as exactly what writing the query here. Okay. So next thing here, let me print even that one also. Right there for each here, then write var a in new ns. Try to print here. We can print console dot. It is what right line or right we can take. We take console dot right followed by here 0 argument. Then after that we use a t tag character. Then here right a we are going to put here. Like this we are going to write this one here. Now try to execute. It prints like this 20, 15, 72, 64 is getting printed for us. This way we are working with this. Both are different ways of writing the LINQ queries. So first one is what? Query expression. Second one is actually fluent syntax, or we can say method extension syntax. Where is a extended method, select is also extended method. So you can be breaking down like operator here. In this query expression, we are using them like operators. Where is operator? Select is also operator there. Where is also operator? Select is also operator there. Even from also can be called as a operator there. So from also we can call as operator there. But here n is nothing but here range value. It can take different values. N is called as here range value and nums is going to be collection. So like this we are going to select data, and n greater than or equal to 10 is nothing but here lambda expression. And here after where clause we have here lambda expression, with select also you have here lambda expression. So like this it's going to be working. Okay, so next thing is going to be here. Now we are going to discuss about the methods. Methods we declared already, anonymous methods we declared. We are going to discuss about the anonymous types. See here, sometimes we can declare some types, they may not be having any name. Such things can be called as anonymous types. What happens exactly? We can be declaring sometimes certain types, the types may not be having any name. Such things can be called as anonymous types. So we have anonymous types, they may not be having any name. Anonymous types are accessible only in the current block of code. So the type of property is also inferred by the compiler. So here what happens exactly? You can be declaring an anonymous type of anonymous type you can make with the help of the new keyword. Just you can make variable followed by the variable name equal to new, then followed by you can create an object. So this is basically called as a anonymous type. You don't have any class name for that, or you don't have any name for that. So on the fly you are going to create that can be called as anonymous type. We have a type called as anonymous type. Anonymous methods yesterday we discussed about that. But we can have even anonymous types there. That means you don't have any type name there. Without having any type name, you can make it happen. So the anonymous types allow us to create a new type without defining them. You don't define, without that you can declare here. You can create them. So using this feature, we can define read-only properties into a single object without definition, without defining them explicitly. Without having any definition explicitly, we can create them here. So anonymous type is nothing but it is a type which is created without having any type name. So these are going to allow us to create a new type without defining them. So using this feature, we can define read-only properties. into a single object without defining them explicitly. You don't define them explicitly, like that you can create. So this is called as basically anonymous type. You can create a type of data here without using any type name there. This can be called as anonymous type. So with the help of this, you can initialize read-only variables into one single object. You may be having some read-only variables. So all of them can be put into one object. That object we can be using in the given context. So this is basically anonymous type. Anonymous types are accessible only for the current code block. Only in the code block we can use it. Outside the code block we cannot use. So here the type of property is also inferred by the compiler. Whatever data you assign, as for that the type can be inferred in that. Automatically compiler will be inferring the type of data. Because at the time of compilation we know it, so type will be inferred by compiler. So whenever it is compiling there, depending on the data, it's going to be inferring the type there. So let us try to write one such thing here. So here, let me write one anonymous type. I'm going to write here one anonymous type here. I can write like this, where a type, where I can put like this here. A type where meaning is what? It's going to be anonymous type variable. The following is anonymous type usage. We put like this, anonymous type usage. We are putting here where a type where equal to, what do we put here? New keyword we use, then followed by inside this, put like this, first name equal to, you can put some name here. So you can put this way here, Mahesh I put here, then followed by here, the second also try to put here, surname equal to Chandra I put. Like this I can be making it. Then after that, what exactly I do is, I close this, then followed by put like this, I created this. This is what exactly called now, it is called as anonymous type. It's nothing but here anonymous type, where a type where equal to new, first name equal to Mahesh, surname equal to what? Chandra I have written here. I have written like that. Now let me print this one. Console dot write line. Use like this here, then followed by try to print it. We can print here like this, first name, we can put like this here colon, then plus, how do you call this now? A type where dot, what we put here, first name you can put like this. This way we can be printing it. So what is happening in this? Here using the a type where we can be accessing it. This is called as here anonymous type. So here we have a anonymous type. Then what is the use of anonymous type? Let us see here. So anonymous types are used with linq. So we can use them with linq with the select class. With the select class we are going to be using of Linq query expression to return subset of properties there. So to return subset of properties we can be using in this. What exactly we do here? Anonymous types we use with the select clause of the Linq query expression to return a subset of properties. You may be having there actually a more than say a number of properties may be available, but you want to retrieve only few properties. In such cases you can use. Suppose I have something like this here. I can create a new class called as student here. I can declare another class called as student. Class student I can make here. Followed by inside this I declare all public methods only. I can put all of them as public methods. Public property methods I put here. String. Then what I write here, I can put this way, first name, followed by here we write set as well as get. So this is what is the difference between a method and property method? Wasabi, what is the difference between a method and property method?
Here we are declaring the properties, Sridhar.
No, no. Difference is what? Difference between property method and method. So,
It doesn't
yes.
return the value.
Property methods return a value. Here, see, I have written public string first name. It's returning string value. You have set as well as get. Get meaning is what you are returning value. Set meaning is what you are assigning value there.
Assigning value, yeah.
So, how it is then? How it is different? We write followed by here set as well as get. Like this, we are taking it. See, when you put set and get, how things are happening automatically. Where are the fields for them? Where are we saving? Your first name, last name, birth date. I'm just putting here set comma get. Where I am assigning there? You are following my question, but
Yes, Sridhar.
so when
Yes.
you use here get, from what value you are returning, from where you are returning value. This is a method name only. First name is a method name. So from where you are returning value.
So from the constructor.
Where is constructor in this? Constructor is a method only, correct?
Yeah.
Constructor is a
Yeah.
method. So it is going to declare the object, but where is the data in this? Whenever you use this kind of mechanism, automatically it is going to declare variables for us. So first name is going to be something like this here. You take like this is underscore first name gets created as a variable. Automatically the fields can be initialized with this kind of syntax. Understood here, Vasavi? What is happening here?
Yes.
The fields are getting automatically initialized for us. We need not write anything explicitly in such cases. So automatic initialization of the fields is happening with this. First name, for first name you have one field, for last name you have one field, for birthday it can be another field. So these are just property methods. With the help of that you can be accessing internal data. Normally data must be what? Private. Correct? Whatever data you have in the object is going to be private. But with the help of these methods we retrieve that data. Correct?
Yes, Sridhar.
So therefore first name, last name, birth date, first name is going to be, returning data as well as setting data. With the last name also as well as with the birth date. Now let me declare this in the main program. Let me use the, which class that is? The class is going to be here. A student class is available here. Now let me create here some student class, student object. So I'm going to make something like this here. I want to use a list. Here followed by, I want to use here student. Like this. Followed by here, students, I put like this. This equal to, I put like new list it is. Then this will be here student. So I created here a student's list. This contains only the student object. It's what exactly student is nothing but class we define. So with that class, now we try to make a collection here. Initially, what is the size of the collection? What is the size of the collection here, Vasavi? There is no size. Initially 0 that
No
is.
size.
Here
Yeah.
0 you have there. Now do students dot followed by, put a add in this. Add followed by, try to add an object here. You can add an object. So write here new followed by student here. Then how can you initialize? Like this you can be initializing. We don't use any brackets. Without that also it can be written. First name equal to, put it as Suraj. Okay, then last name equal to, put it as here Surajmal. Then here what it is, birth date, I think one more thing. Birth rate equal to, you can assign this as How can you assign birth date in this? New, date, time we can use. So date time has 12 different constructors. Long ticks like this you can use, year, month and day you can take. Something like here 1970 you can put month, you can make it as 01, then followed by day also 01, you can make this way. It's created like this. So what happened here? A student object is created for us now. A student object is created for us like this we made it. So without calling constructor, like this also a student object can be made here. Now similarly, let us add number of things, not only just one object, let us try to put more objects into that. So put it as here, this will be here Khan, we put like this. And here, this is going to be 1974, we put like this. One more set of data, let us put here. Let us put this as Lakshmi and Mittal we put here. Okay, then followed by here this is 1957 we put. Like this we are trying to set data. So how many objects we added in this? Total 3 objects we have added in this. There are 3 objects available for us here. We have total 3 objects. Then let us try to now use the data in this. We added in that way. So now here, let us try to retrieve data. Here see, I put var followed by, this is exactly what we write it as A students, this equal to what we put here from S in students. Take there in students, then followed by here, right there in the next select new. What exactly I do here? I am going to select here 2 different values only in this. New, this one is going to be select here. This is what exactly S dot. I use here first name. The next thing is what here? S dot birth date. So what is happening in this now? It's going to create an anonymous class here. So anonymous type is getting created for us here. Where A students equal to from S in students, select new S dot first name, S dot birth date. So this is exactly what it's going to be containing here, first name as well as birth date. So there is no type here, no type is specified. So simply it's going to contain here 2 sets of data for us. What is the data? First name and birthday we have in that. Now here write for each, here write var SS in, what we put here, A students. Take like this here. Then let us try to print here. What we print exactly? Console.WriteLine. Console.WriteLine. So very first thing is here, we try to print name here. We can print name. Okay, put here like this name, put the 0 parameter. Then after that, we put it date of birth. Take like this. Then here the argument must be 1. We take like this here. We are going to use another argument 1 in this. Then try to specify here. So write in this SS dot, what we put here, first name. The next thing is what here, ss dot, you can put it as birthday, then dot toString we can use this one. ToString we can use, and using toString we are trying to convert this into something like dd slash mm slash yyyy notation. Like this we try to convert it. This way we are trying to print it. So try to execute this now here. It's printing like this: name Suraj, date of birth is 1/1/1970, then name Fawad, date of birth is 1/1/1974, name Lakshmi, date of birth is 1/1/1957. Like this, it's printing for us. It's going to print like this here for us. So in the previous case, it was printing only first name. After that, it's printing like this. So what is happening in this? We created here an anonymous type here. Anonymous type we created here. There is no type associated. See, sometimes these anonymous types we can use, but they are available only in that code block where exactly you are using. So outside the scope of that, there is no usage of them. Any questions on this possibly?
We are not using the type near that S, right? From
Yes.
S in students.
Yes, yes, yes. You select new, S dot first name, S dot birthday we have taken simply.
Yeah.
It is called as here anonymous type. No type name here. Sometimes it's required.
Okay. So here now we are selecting two variables like first name and birth date, right? So
Yes.
can we use the update also here, like?
Update where exactly update?
I mean, like select is for selecting, right? So if
Yes.
we want to update something.
Update, you mean to say the query,
Yeah,
the
query.
data structure.
Yes, yes.
But here this is see, it is only selection. We are doing only selection in this. After selecting, you are getting it there. You can perform all
Yeah.
the query operators you can be doing there. All the query operations you can do. Regarding them, we discuss later on. So this only we are seeing the basics of this. First of all, how we
Okay.
are forming query expressions. Using query expressions or using the extension methods. Here these are also nothing but extension methods only, but like query expressions we are using. Like this we are writing it. Updation, deletion, then sort, all the things we do later on about them. So it is going to be having all those. Okay,
Okay.
but now it is basically working like this. We are looking into anonymous types as well as here extension methods. One more thing is expressions. Here we created a class. With the help of that class, we made it this way. So Linq is going to
Yeah.
be very, very useful in fact. Linq is going to be very, very useful for us.
So I have a one more question.
Yes.
So now in the list we have hard coded our data, right? Like
Yes.
first name, last
Yes, yes,
name, and
yes.
birth data.
Yes.
So if we want to do the same thing from the database, like if we want to
Definitely.
fetch from the,
Yes.
so can we do that?
But further database should be connected first of all.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm asking like by using this, is it possible to do?
Yes, 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 yes. That's what I'm saying. Link to SQL you have there. Using link to SQL methods you can do like that. It's not only querying data from the
Okay.
program data. You can get connected to XML. You can get connected to some Twitter kind of thing. You should be getting connected to say SQL Server database. Whatever you want to do, you can do with this. So that is the power of
Okay.
the LINQ in fact. So it is going to be just
Okay.
like at the language level you are working with LINQ. Language level meaning is normally when you write an SQL query, the query will not be executed in the C# environment. It goes actually queries sent all the way to database. The database and that's executed. Correct?
Yeah.
Here what happens? It is going to be working on par with the database level. Here itself, it's going to be first class query we can say. So it's part of the language now. So that much native it has become with the help of this here.
Okay.
So easy that is
So,
actually. Querying data is going to be so easy. Everything is internally abstracted for us.
okay. Like in ADO.NET, now we'll be like after connecting to DB, we'll be opening the connection, connecting to DB, and
Yes.
we'll write a query, right? So
Yes.
in this case also, do we need to do that?
Here with the link itself, you get, but data source is required always. When you have data source, you can be getting connected data source. From there, you can be retrieving data with the help of this one. Data source is always required. Here, this is what it's nothing but source only. Students is nothing but here source. So on the source you
Yes,
will be
yes.
working. It can be database source, it can be XML source, it can be any source. So to that source you can get connected, you can retrieve data. That is basically called as link to SQL.
Okay.
This is what our programmable data that is going to be linked to SQL, linked to XML, so linked to entity you have there. So similarly, linked to the program objects here. The program objects we have to that also you can be getting connected. This is called as linked to programming objects here because it's part of the program only. From there you are going to access it.
Okay.
So as we explore, you understand more and more. You can get connected to any kind of thing actually with the help of the LINQ. So it's really very very powerful and it has made things very simple for us. Otherwise, a lot of
Yeah.
code you need to write.
Mm.
Many they cannot utilize LINQ and many they don't want to update. In fact, they don't want to update. Reason they have to learn all these things. When you learn all these things, definitely coding can become quite simple, quite easy for us. Correct?
Yeah.
So they don't want to
Yes.
learn all these things. They want to continue with the existing one only. Of course, learning is going to be a tough job always. So they don't want to update themselves. But if you can update yourself, if you understand more and more features of language, then comfortably you can work with that.
Yeah.
So I mean, tomorrow further we discuss. I mean, we discuss more.
Okay.